In the heart of the United States lies the Yellowstone National Park, with its breathtaking geysers and abundant wildlife. Most people associate it with beauty and tranquility. However, hidden beneath the scenic landscape is one of the most dangerous supervolcanoes on the planet. The mere thought of its eruption is enough to send shivers down anyone's spine. The last thing you want to know about such an eruption is how fast it could occur. It seems that the more we learn about the world around us, the more dangers we uncover. Natural disasters like earthquakes, tsunamis, and volcanic eruptions have always been a part of life on Earth. However, until recently, they were confined to distant lands or occurred so rarely that humans didn't have time to study them. But now that science has advanced and we've gained access to previously unattainable data, scientists are discovering that there are forces at work that could wipe out humanity in the blink of an eye. It turns out that even some of the most mundane places can be hiding potential catastrophe. The Yellowstone supervolcano is an example of this. In recent years, it has become a hot topic among experts who are concerned about its potential for destruction. If it erupts, then millions of lives will be lost, and the US economy will collapse. And what's worse, some researchers believe that it might happen sooner than we think. We'll explore the evidence behind these claims and discuss why they should be taken seriously before answering the question once and for all. How fast could the Yellowstone supervolcano erupt? Let's begin our countdown to catastrophe with number 8, earthquake swarms. In 2017, the Yellowstone supervolcano experienced its largest earthquake swarm ever recorded. An earthquake swarm is a sequence of earthquakes that occur in a relatively short period of time and in a specific area. They often happen in places where magma is moving beneath the surface, which could indicate that the magma is trying to break through. This is exactly what happened with the Yellowstone supervolcano. Hundreds of earthquakes shook the region over the course of a few weeks, causing some residents to worry about a potential eruption. But even though no eruption followed this swarm, it still provides valuable insight into the inner workings of the supervolcano. By studying the swarm, scientists were able to identify areas where magma was pushing against the solid rock below the surface. They also learned that the magma chamber was larger than previously thought, and that there were multiple pockets of magma at different depths. This information helps us better understand how magma moves beneath the surface and could help predict future eruptions more accurately. Number 7. Rising temperatures. In recent years, scientists have noticed that the temperature of the supervolcano has been steadily rising. This could be a sign that magma is moving closer to the surface, or that the magma chamber is getting larger. It could also indicate that the pressure inside the volcano is increasing, which could eventually lead to an eruption. To monitor the temperature of the supervolcano, scientists use a network of instruments that measure the heat coming from the ground. They also use satellites to measure changes in the shape of the volcano. All of this data is collected and analyzed to help scientists keep track of any potential changes that could indicate an impending eruption. One of the most concerning signs is an increase in the frequency and intensity of earthquakes. Earthquakes are caused by the movement of tectonic plates and magma beneath the surface. So an increase in their frequency and intensity could be a sign that magma is moving closer to the surface. Number 6. Changes in gas emissions. The Yellowstone supervolcano releases gases such as steam, carbon dioxide, and sulfur dioxide. These gases are released through vents in the ground called fumaroles. Scientists monitor these emissions to look for changes that could indicate an upcoming eruption. An increase in the amount of gas being released could be due to magma moving closer to the surface or a change in the composition of the magma. Scientists also look for changes in the type of gases being emitted, as some gases are more volatile than others. For example, an increase in sulfur dioxide could indicate that magma is becoming more viscous and less likely to erupt explosively. Number 5. Ground deformation. The ground around the Yellowstone supervolcano can rise and fall as magma moves beneath the surface. This can be measured using instruments called tiltmeters and GPS. Changes in the shape of the volcano can also be detected using satellite radar. Scientists use this data to create models of how the magma chamber is changing over time. Any significant changes could indicate that an eruption is imminent. Number 4. Increased seismic activity. Yellowstone National Park experiences regular seismic activity due to the massive magma chamber beneath the surface. In fact, it's one of the most seismically active places in the United States. However, an increase in seismic activity could indicate that magma is moving closer to the surface and an eruption is on the horizon. Scientists monitor the frequency and intensity of earthquakes to look for any changes that could signal an eruption. They also use instruments called seismographs to record the strength and timing of each earthquake. Any significant increase in activity could be cause for concern. 3. Changes in water levels. The Yellowstone supervolcano is surrounded by several lakes, including Yellowstone Lake, which is the largest high-altitude lake in North America. The water level in these lakes can change due to factors such as precipitation, evaporation, and groundwater discharge. However, changes in the water level can also be caused by magma moving beneath the surface. Scientists monitor the water levels in these lakes to look for any changes that could indicate an impending eruption. Number 2. Ground cracking. If the ground around the Yellowstone supervolcano begins to crack and fissure, this could be a sign of an impending eruption. Magma moving closer to the surface can cause the ground to bulge and crack. In some cases, the cracks can release steam and gases from the magma chamber, which can further indicate that an eruption is imminent. Scientists monitor the ground for any new cracks or changes in existing ones, as they can provide valuable information about the state of the magma chamber. No. 1. Forest dieback. Yellowstone National Park is home to a variety of forests, including lodgepole pine, which are particularly abundant. These forests are adapted to regular disturbances such as wildfires, which help clear out dead trees and allow new growth. However, forest dieback can also occur due to changes in the environment, such as those caused by the movement of magma beneath the surface. If magma is moving closer to the surface, it can cause the soil to become hotter and drier, which can stress trees and make them more susceptible to disease and pests. Scientists monitor the forests for any signs of dieback, as it can be an early warning sign of an impending eruption. How fast could it happen? Now that we've covered the various signs that could indicate an impending eruption, let's answer the question, how fast could the Yellowstone supervolcano erupt? Unfortunately, there is no simple answer to this question, as the speed of an eruption would depend on a number of factors, including the amount of magma available to erupt, the viscosity of the magma, and the amount of gas dissolved in it. However, scientists have estimated that if the Yellowstone supervolcano were to erupt tomorrow, it would likely produce an eruption column that would reach into the stratosphere. This column of ash and gas would spread across the northern United States and Canada, blanketing large areas in ash. In addition to the direct effects of the eruption, there would also be indirect effects such as climate change due to the amount of sulfur dioxide released. Even though the chances of such an event happening tomorrow are slim, it's still important to plan ahead and be prepared in case it does occur. Authorities are working on developing evacuation plans and communication systems to alert people in the event of an eruption. They're also researching ways to mitigate the effects of the eruption, such as using foam to suppress the eruption column. Yellowstone National Park is a beautiful place that should be enjoyed by everyone. While there is always the potential for an eruption, it's important to remember that it has happened many times in the past and life has gone on afterwards. With proper planning and preparation, the effects of an eruption can be minimized and the park's beauty can be enjoyed for generations to come. What do you think? Now that you know the signs to look for and how fast it could happen, what do you think about the Yellowstone supervolcano? Do you think it's something to be concerned about, or is it just another natural wonder of the world? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos like this one.